Chested for Beyond the Gates, June 26, 2025. Okay, y'all, so first thing first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. What did y'all think? Did y'all like it? Look, I thought that on today's episode, they was going to mention Ashley hearing the lady say how Haley denied the ultrasound, but no, they didn't talk about that. It was okay. I liked it or whatever. But yeah, what did y'all think? Let me know down below. So we're gonna start with Danny, Nicole, Kat, Chelsea, Martin, Vernon, Anita, and Naomi. Basically, the family was gathering together. They end up surprising everybody with Anita. Anita ends up taking time, just spending time with everybody individually just to see what's going on. And Vernon is now lying to her. And Nicole mentioned something. I forgot who she was talking to. Was she talking to Danny? I don't know. I think she was talking to Danny, but she ends up saying how she was like, Mommy and Daddy wouldn't lie to me like that. And I said, oop. Wouldn't keep lies from her, wouldn't keep the truth from her. Some type of way she put it. And I said, I didn't think about that. Now I thought about Ted lying to her again about their child, about Martin and everything he had going on. But I said, I didn't think about the fact that Anita and Vernon both know that her child was in danger and stuff, and they kept it from her. And Ted too. I said, she finna lose it. I said, she finna go off on everybody. She finna get a divorce and everything else. I said, she this upset about Danny and Andre being involved. I said, imagine when she finds out that Vernon, Ted, Anita all knew that Martin had done something and they got in trouble and they covered it up and they didn't tell her a thing. I said, she definitely gonna be upset. That's why Ted should have ended up telling her. Definitely should have. She gonna feel like they blindsided her once again, and she wouldn't be lying. With Ted and Andre, hold on, wait, let me scan it. Let me make sure y'all, we're gonna cover everything. I'll make sure I don't miss none today. Andre was talking to Ted. He ends up saying how he's in this, but he's not sure that Danny is. Then next thing you know, he accepting a date with Ashley. I mean, they are both single, but at the same time, it's like you just told her how you not like that no more and all this other stuff. I don't know. I feel like regardless, when you start sleeping with somebody, it's different. But yeah, he been waiting on Ashley, and she knew she wanted him as well. But we'll see how that plays out. But like I said, he was talking to Ted about Danny. He not sure that she's fully in it. He's not sure that she's fully in it. Sorry, y'all, I got a notification. He's not sure that she's in it, but he is. I said he lying. I said at this point he's either in denial or he actually believe what he's saying. I mean, that's still the same thing as being in denial, though. But yeah, Eva ends up showing up for work on her first day, and she was still struggling and telling my son she not equipped for this. I was like, at this point, just quit. At this point, just quit, because he done told you he trying to help you and stuff like that. She keep on talking about how she's not Cat. I said, that's your problem. You keep comparing yourself to Cat. I said, y'all two different people. And I said I had to make sure I mention this. People now saying that it's going to turn out either that Cat is actually Leslie's daughter and Eva is Nicole's daughter, or that they twins, they fraternal twins. And I said, what? I said, it wouldn't be the first time they did that. But I was like, I don't know. Do y'all think that's going to happen? And this is something else. What was the other thing? Let me see. People think that Tomas knew that Kat was under the bed because of her perfume. Because on one episode, he mentioned something about her perfume. And people were saying how they think that he knew that she was under the bed. And that's why he sat up here and said how he had something special with Kat. Because he knew she was under the bed. I said, what? I said, for real? Y'all think so? Let me know down below what y'all think. But yeah, I already said Anita reunites with her family. Ted and Andre talk about Danny. Eva ends up showing up for her first day. Ted believes the Cat will come around and show her, help her stuff. They eventually showed later in the episode, Cat came and did a favor for Ted and helped her. And she was over here trying to provoke Cat, Tomas, somebody leaving him alone for too long and all this other stuff. I said, they always taking jabs at each other. But she ain't lying, because she definitely gonna get him. I said she definitely gonna get him, and he definitely gonna go. Yeah, where I stopped. Ted believes the Cat will come around. Ashley ends up talking to Andre about her and Derry being over. I thought they was gonna show the scene where she mentions. I know she came because of HIPAA, if I'm not mistaken, about what's her name, Haley rejecting the ultrasound. But at the same time, that's never stopped nobody before. But yeah, they want to talk about that. They were just talking about what he had going on, what she had going on with Derek. She ends up asking him out on a date, and I said, wait a minute now. I said, now she don't pull the Taylor. Well, she ain't asked him out on a date. She proposed, but still. But yeah, she ends up asking him out on a date, and he over here acting like he don't really want to go. I said, doggone way you felt some type of way when you found out that she was possibly getting engaged over here pretending and stuff. Still talking about how, he really wants something with Danny or whatever. Well, yeah, They were just talking about her and Derek being over, and he was like, maybe he'll come around. I said, you know that. I said, yeah, he gonna come around, and when he come around, he gonna see y'all together, and he gonna say, so that's the reason why you didn't want to marry me. Y'all know how it go. What else? Danny and Anita end up talking, and that's when she reveals that she's doing Andre Richardson, and Anita was actually calmer about it. She ends up asking if it was about Bill or whatever, because she know that she not over Bill either, and she definitely not. And I understand why Nicole feels some type of way. I think that she's projecting and she's upset at Ted for lying, and now she just can't take no more lies. But at the same time, that is kind of weird. I know they ain't related, but at the same time, I don't know. And not only that, she know that Danny not over Bill, and she also know how Andre get down. She told Andre about himself yesterday, and now she telling Danny about herself as well. What else happened? Let's see. Kat still having doubts. What she having doubts about? What is she having doubts about? I don't know. I just wrote Kat still having doubts. What she having doubts about? Was that the scene where she was talking to Chelsea? I don't think so. Maybe I meant somebody else. I think I meant Eva. Yeah, I did. I mixed them up, y'all. I was like, what Kat having doubts about? Eva was having doubts about the job. She was talking about so she not gonna be able to do it, and she don't know what's going on, and that's why I said maybe she should just quit at this point. Vernon ends up talking to Martin and saying he need to pull himself together, go to the bathroom, and splash some water on your face or something. He doesn't want Anita to know that the guy's back, and Martin was like, she already knows, but he was like she didn't know that he was back. I said, there he go lying too. Excuse me. I said, there he go lying too. Everybody a liar. Somebody said they think Vernon gonna be evil. I said, I don't know about being evil, but he definitely got a side to him. I called that from the jump, because there's always people who be like, oh, acting like they perfect and stuff. But yeah, hold on. I wouldn't necessarily say he evil, but I definitely think that he got some skeletons in his closet as well. I was thinking one of the skeletons was gonna be one of them ladies that sing with Anita, cause they too comfortable. They too comfortable. They did say how they both wanted him back then, and they were shocked to see that he wanted Anita. So I was like, yeah, keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them for sure. But yeah, Vernon told Martin to put himself together. He doesn't want Anita to know that the guy's back. Jacob ends up telling Smitty he wants him to ask Martin about Malone. Smitty talking about so he don't know because he's struggling already and all this other stuff. Anita ends up asking Danny if it's serious between her and Andre. No, we all know that it's not serious, but I want to see how she's gonna react if he walks in with Ashley, because they planning on meeting up there, and Danny and Nicole are already there. That's what I was waiting on, y'all. Kat thinks that she waded herself into the friend zone. She was talking to Chelsea about it because he walked out on her. And I said, because he got feelings for Eva. He know what that's about. He know anything about waiting. If that was the case, you wouldn't just have asked her about it. Asked her why she waiting. Now you trying to switch it up. Let's see what else. Ashley believes she has to move on. That's when she decides to ask Andre about if it's serious, whoever he dating, and that's when she asks him out on a date. Anita tells Nicole it's not about Danny, it's about her. She's projecting in regards to what's going on with Ted. She was like, the person you really upset about, or excuse me, the people you really upset about. I said it wrong again, golly. Who you really upset with is not Danny and Andre, it's Ted, Leslie, and Eva, which is true. What else did they talk about? It was something else. Let me see. Anita tells Nicole it's not about Danny, it's about her. Nicole said Vernon and Anita wouldn't lie to her. And I wrote down, I said, I forgot about that. I forgot that they was lying to her about Martin. She gonna be upset with them too. Anita said it's time to blame who really hurt her. That's when she was talking about Ted, Eva, and Leslie. Ashley ends up asking Andre out to dinner at Uptown. Ted wants Kat to train Eva. Jacob ends up telling Naomi about Smitty and what he thinks about it affecting Martin. And she wanted him to go talk to Vernon about it. I said no. I said don't go talk to him about it. Now more people know. But Jacob reasoning behind telling Naomi is because he feel like he don't want to lie to her and keep lies. I said he on the right track. He definitely on the right track. Cause they show lying. Please don't tell me there's way too little track hiding Andre, Danny, Ashley, and Thomas, Kat, and Eva. Yep, that's the way it looks. Cause Andre gonna end up being involved with Ashley, he also gonna realize he do have feelings for Danny. Well, he been saying that he has feelings for her or whatever. Yep, two triangles, two love triangles. I don't know who to root for though, cause I know Danny and Andre, like, she's still stuck on Bill. And when he realizes who Haley is and whatever she got going on, he might return. But then again, people saying that he's gonna end up with Shanice, so we'll see. Where I stop it? Let's see. Ted want Cat to train Eva. Jacob tells Naomi about Smitty. Chelsea tells Anita she's in love. Um, she telling everybody she in love. They said something about on tomorrow's episode, Madison and Joey supposed to pitch an idea to Bill. And I was confused about that. But yeah, that's what they say. Nicole ends up saying Danny using Andre. That's when they went to Uptown, and then she's hiding him. And she was like, she's not hiding him or whatever. I said, you definitely hiding him. You definitely are. And now it's gonna be too late because he over here finna go out on a date with Ashley. Andre agrees to go out on a date with Ashley, and that's when I was waiting. I was waiting, y'all. I was waiting to see that. I was waiting to see Danny's face when they walked through the door. Maybe on tomorrow's episode. Eva ends up trying to. I don't want to say she was trying to taunt Cat, but at the same time, that's basically what she was doing. She told my son, if Tomasa was mine, I wouldn't leave him unattended for too long. And I was like, do you want her to help you or not? I said, do you want her to help you or not? But Cat did good. But then, I don't know, I might be reading too much into this, but when she was showing her something on the laptop and she asked her about this notification, and she was like, she basically said decline it. I was like, do y'all think she trying to sabotage her? I don't know, y'all. We'll see. Martin ends up telling Smitty, he has something to tell him. He got to be honest or whatever. I'm like, he about to tell him. No, liar, pants on fire. he always lying. And he going to end up uncovering everything anyways. So even Smitty, I think Smitty thought he was about to tell him the truth too. What did he say? Said something about he liked the life they created. He appreciate what he been doing and something like that. And basically something about his career. A load of baloney, basically. And I was like, he ain't gonna never be honest, is he? And it's all gonna come out regardless. But yeah, he wasn't honest with him. And don't look like Smitty gonna say nothing to him either. And what was the other thing? Anita ends up asking Brandon if there is something he's not telling her about their kingdom. And he didn't tell her the truth. So everybody lying. They see what lies do, and they still continue to lie. Let me scan this and make sure I cover everybody. Then Nicole, Smitty, Martin. But yeah, I was like, if everybody, they be seeing how their relationship ends or their marriage ends because of lying and cheating and all this other stuff, and they go do the same thing. Naomi, Jacob, Anita, Chelsea. I think I covered everything, y'all. Yeah, pretty much everything. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have a great rest of the day and be safe.